Hello and welcome back to one of our mini training sessions on Workbooks CRM aimed at existing Workbooks users or indeed anyone seriously looking at Workbooks as a new CRM system. And in this one, we're going to cover the audit module or extension or add-on. So it's an add-on option. It doesn't cost very much, it's just a tiny extra subscription on top of your standard Workbooks subscription. Or in fact, it actually is included with the Pro version of Workbooks, so I'll cover that towards the end. But it does go way beyond what you would get as standard in Workbooks with the record summary tab view or this summary timeline view that you might be familiar with. Think of it then like your digital memory, meticulously recording who did what to who and when within your Workbooks environment. It's going to capture all of those essential details of record modifications, including field level changes, creation and deletion of records, and user access patterns as well. So in this session, we're going to take a deeper dive into the module and what it looks like to you as a user. So hello, my name is Tim Wilmot, joined by my colleague Stuart Lawrence-Hind, and our company, Wizard Systems. We're a leading independent CRM solutions provider of systems like Workbooks. We help out organizations use simple solutions to improve their sales, marketing, and customer service productivity. So thanks very much, those of you on here live, for joining us today on this mini Workbooks training session. A regular series of short Workbooks presentations that we do, focusing on different topics. And as I say, in this one, we're going to cover the audit extension. Now, the audio part of this call is one way only. If you've got any questions about what we're presenting, please type those into the question box on your meeting control panel, and we'll do our best to answer those at the end. Right, so let me pass over now to my colleague, Stuart, and he'll take us through a presentation of the audit module.
Let's start with that simple statement that Tim said right at the start that helps explain what this audit module does. It will record and show any changes you make within your database, okay? Any. It'll record anything created, deleted, updated, who did it, when they did it, and it'll record what was changed as well. It's not only records that it'll do user configurations, user preferences. An example would be when a capability's been added or removed from a user's account, it all gets logged in the system. So this makes it perfect for showing exactly what is happening within your Workbooks CRM. And one advantage of the audit module, if a mistake is made or a record is deleted, the audit module can help you put it right. So these changes are viewed on each record. I'm on our old friend here, Alan Whitehead, and I've made a couple of changes to the record, but only I know what I've done. And one of them is a big one, but nobody can see it. Now, if this was a system without the audit module, you'd never know. Now, I could look at the record information icon. We all know it's the little eye here. And it's saying that something changed this morning. Great. Let's have a look at the summary tab. Oh, all right. The head of IT was changed to the head of IT with some nice punctuation. That's nice, but it's not showing the big change that I made. If I turn on the full audit, and this is part of the add-on for the audit module, it'll show that not only was head of IT changed to head of IT, but the owner was changed from Dylan to Anthony. Now, that's great. But that might need looking into just to make sure that that's all above board. Without the audit module, we'd only have Dylan's word for it that this record was his. Okay, we could go into the record itself and look at the history and see that almost everything in there belonged to Dylan. But the audit module shows it up front and center in this summary timeline tab. So that's the audit module working at user level. So where else can we see what the audit module at work? Well, we could open the audit module landing page. So this is logging everything that's happening in the system. And that's not only automation changes, it's humans as well. And Workbooks provides us 4 views to get started. And these are the ones showing in the top left corner of the screen. We have all audit records, daily usage, weekly usage, and monthly usage. So let's start with all. It's the default view unless you change it. This view is providing a lot of information about what's happening in your system. So just looking at this, we can see that automation's making loads of changes. The account I've used, the Anthony Khan account, is making lots of changes. And just opening any of these, we can just click the little plus. We can see changes. So here, Anthony Khan made some updates to the record. He changed, permissions were changed. There's the change I made from head of IT to head of I.T. It's all stored in here. The other 3 are the log-on changes. Who's logged on, what they, and how many times they did it during that day. I obviously have weekly and you have monthly. So I'm going to add a 5th because I think that first one is a little complicated. So what I need to do is I just need to help me, the administrator, come up with a nice view. So I'm going to add a view, and we all know views are really easy to do. And the first one I need to do is I need to create the filter that I want the view built on. So I'm going to add a filter here, and this one's going to be update because I'm only interested in updates. I then need to exclude a couple of users. Let me change that to contain, so I'd like to get it all in there. Let's say that I don't want demo, and I'm going to say that I don't want workbooks either. I'm only interested in what the system is doing. That's easier. Right. So now I've just got people. They from one of these again. I can see what's happening on a particular day. Let's have a look at Debbie here. Oh, there we go. Debbie looks like she's changed a record within a, I'm judging from that, it's probably within a project. Perfect. Now I like this, so I'll save the view. So save as, and I'll call it user updates. And now I have my view. So that's the audit module at admin level. So, but what about back at record level? How can I see what's going on? So let's pick one that I changed earlier, this Anthony Khan one. And if we open the record within the audit module, I get a little bit more information, what it was, what it now is. But in the top left, I can go straight to the audited record. And I can, takes me in, I can show exactly what was taken place, and I can look at what's going on. So it's very easy. You don't have to search, you don't have to bounce around. We used the Debbie one a minute ago. If I click on Debbie here and open the audited record, I can go straight to the record that's been audited, and I can view what's going on. So very easy, very quick. So what about another way to see this? So the audit module is throughout the system. We're on Alan's nice record here, and we spotted that one earlier that a change had been made, the record information tab. We saw there that Anthony Khan changed the record just before 9 o'clock this morning. Top left down corner, we get the audit button added to the information page. If I click that, I'm taken in to the changes made on this record. Now, this record is a demo record. It hasn't been messed with much, but there are 4. I can click on these again, and I can see, oh, his product interest was changed from false to true. But that's something that wouldn't be stored anywhere else in the system other than the person that made the changes. They'd be the only person that would know that happened. So the audit module is tracking all of these changes for us. One thing I didn't mention, which is unusual for me, is you can also make use of the audit module in a report. And this is to help me track changes. And this is because the audit module allows you to make use of a really clever calculation that's been added. And that's how long has a record been in a particular state. I'll give you a couple of examples. How long are cases staying open before they're closed? How long are leads staying open before they're converted? The audit module gives you access to these kind of calculations that can help you more than just admin the system. They can help you keep the system tidy, keep it up to date, keep your SLAs running smoothly. So the audit module opens up the CRM into this whole new engine that you have access to. And that's just a couple of examples. That, how you say, you just get more out of it than just the admin side of it. And that's it, Tim. Audit module, it's back to you.
Thanks very much, Stuart. So as we can see, as you've seen, it's the audit extension is going to provide you really comprehensive tracking of all those record changes and records. We've got a record detailed field level modification showing both old and new values. It's going to track user access patterns and login history. As we can see, everything is stored in the database. So we've got that reporting capability, as Stuart was beginning to show you, maybe for additional compliance and security, tracking record deletions. It's going to maintain a more extensive history of those record changes than the timeline view that you might be familiar with. And it's got additional security and compliance features and allows for a whole lot more detailed tracking of system usage. Okay, well, let's dive into any of your questions on this, just while you're thinking of those. Just a little bit more information about Workbooks and our services around more information about Wizard Systems and our Workbook services. So we are independent CRM solutions provider. We do provide a number of different solutions. We have 30 plus years experience of implementing these CRM solutions. And as regards Workbooks, we provide the complete service around the product. So detailed consultation, implementation, training at your place or our place or online, and also help desk support as well for that ongoing technical support. All right, so let's dive into your questions then. First question from Nolan. Can the audit module be configured to only track certain areas of workbooks like contracts? That's a good question, because contracts is another sort of add-on extension or option that you've got with Workbooks, and not many other CRM solutions allow you to track contracts. So yeah, how about that, Stuart?
Sadly, it's a no this time. Yeah, it's not possible to tell the audit module that this is the only thing I want to track. But what you could do within the audit module landing page is set up a view to only to filter on only that type of change within the system. But you'd have to do it within the audit module landing page.
Okay, question from Abby. Does it track people exporting data? So I guess users exporting data.
Yeah, I should have mentioned that at the start, didn't I? When I said it sort of tracks everything. Yeah, it tracks people logging in, people logging out, people exporting data. So if you create a view and do a bulk action and export it to Excel, that's all logged. It'll also log when a user prints out data. So if you use the workbook system to print out a report, that all gets logged.
Okay, a couple of questions from Justin. First question, what's the process for implementing the extension?
It's ordered, which hopefully you'll explain in a few minutes, but the system is all engineered from the back end. So workbooks themselves, you say that you want the audit module, and they make the changes, and it is made available to the sysadmins straight away. But then it adds a few capabilities that the that your system admin can then roll out to other people to give people access to view it, people access to report on it. But yeah, it's a simple module that's turned on by Workbooks.
Okay, I'll cover, shall I, the cost of it.
Yes,
yeah, so you have like the standard editions of Workbooks, CRM and Business, and then there's the Pro versions. So with the Pro versions, which do cost a little bit more, they come with included the audit extension. If you don't have the Pro version, then you can subscribe separately to the audit extension, and it's an extra in pound sterling, extra £78 per user per year, which has to be applied to all users in your workbook setup. Yes, so an extra £78. Obviously, there are other currencies available, but assuming you're UK, £78 per annum. Right, I think that's all the questions, Stuart. Don't think there's any more. Right, just wrapping things up then. We are currently on 7.4 version of Workbooks. Would you like a CRM review there? Wizard Systems would be very happy to provide a review, do a review with you. Normally it's via an online call where we can go through the ins and outs of your usage of Workbooks and maybe come up with some useful suggestions going forward to get more out of the product. Do you have any future topic suggestions for these regular weekly training sessions we do? Then please drop us a line. We'd love to consider those. So thanks very much, those of you on here live, or if you're watching a recording. We'll catch up with you next week on another Workbooks topic. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.